Welcome back, Kapatid. It is so great to have you here. We are jumping straight into a really beautiful, uplifting framework about our daily outlooks on life. In this explainer, we're going to break down some profound insights on how faith totally shifts our perspective, specifically through what we call the mission of our senses. It's so easy to just get bogged down in the daily grind, right? But the reflection we're exploring today offers an incredibly refreshing, structured way to reframe our entire existence. So, let's get right into it.
Okay, let me ask you a really relatable question. Do you ever just wake up, stare at the ceiling, and think, man, I am just so unlucky? Or maybe, why is my life always so hard and heavy? Let's be real, for a lot of us, that's just our default state. We wake up and boom, we instantly start cataloging all our problems, our stressors, everything going wrong in our lives. We're basically starting our day from a place of deficit and complaint. But the insights we're looking at today challenge us to completely flip that script.
And that brings us to a massive perspective shift. The mere act of waking up and having a functioning body, that is a huge blessing. The source material emphasizes a simple but profound truth. Life doesn't just end with our problems. Simply waking up, taking a breath, having a body that works, even if it's not perfect, is a literal divine gift. Think about it. If you are breathing today, there is a reason you're here. We so often treat our health and our lives as rights, but this perspective urges us to view them as gifts that actually require our active daily gratitude.
Section 1. Ang misyon ng senses. Every gift comes with a responsibility.
See, because our health is a gift, it actually comes with a distinct mission. We aren't given our senses by accident. We're given them to use purposefully. Take our vision, for example. We often see this common, secular misuse of our eyes, using them to judge others, pick apart flaws, or just endlessly scroll through social media only to feel completely envious. But from a faith-based perspective, it's totally different. We're called to use our eyes to recognize the good in the world, to see God's goodness in our daily lives, and crucially, to notice the needs of others. Your eyes have a literal mission to seek out the good and spot exactly where you can step in and help.
Next up, let's think about our hearing. The misuse here is pretty common. Tuning into gossip, or honestly worse, willfully ignoring the pleas of the people right around us. The source material makes a super striking observation here. It points out that a lot of broken families don't fall apart because of a lack of love. No, they fall apart because of a stubborn lack of listening. The true mission of our ears is to genuinely hear the silent cries, like noticing a spouse's fatigue or picking up on a kid's unspoken sadness. We're challenged to use our hearing to truly listen to our loved ones and ultimately to God.
Moving down to the mouth. Now, we can easily use our words for cursing, insults, or destroying reputations. But the text warns that doing this essentially opens a door to darkness in our own lives. There's a much more beautiful alternative, right? Using our mouth for speaking the truth, offering forgiveness, and encouraging those who feel completely hopeless. Just think about the lasting, world-changing impact your words can actually have. A single, simple word of encouragement to someone in despair that can literally be remembered for a lifetime. Your mouth's mission is to build people up, not tear them down.
And finally, our hands. Hands can be used for hurting. The source brings up this highly tragic, very relevant anecdote about a social media content creator who literally punched their own pet dog on camera just to get views. It's wild, and it's a stark, chilling illustration of choosing clout over kindness. It shows how chasing likes and popularity can just completely deaden our human conscience. Instead, the true mission of our hands is guiding the weak, lifting the heavy burdens off others, and embracing those who are lonely.
Section 2. Pagkabulag sa harap ng katotohanan. Blindness in the face of truth.
So what happens when our physical senses work perfectly, but our spiritual senses are completely blocked? It's kind of like the Pharisees of the past, right? They had working eyes and ears, but willfully refused to perceive the truth standing right in front of them. To really grasp this, the source shares this brilliant metaphorical story. Imagine two people walking through a mall, and they walk right past a perfume stand. One person takes a deep breath, smells the beautiful fragrance, smiles, and just genuinely enjoys the moment. The other person walks right past, scowling, smelling absolutely nothing, and just staying miserable. The fragrance is exactly the same for both of them, so why the massive difference? Well, the second person has a terrible cold. Their nose is completely blocked.
And that brings us to this concept of a baradong puso, a clogged heart or a spiritual cold. The crucial takeaway here is that just like a physical cold blocks your sense of smell, a clogged heart blocks your ability to sense the good things in your life. It's defined as a state where sin, stubbornness, or chronic complaining physically blocks your ability to experience God's love and daily blessings. It really prompts us to ask ourselves a deep question: what is blocking my own heart today? Why can't I see the blessings that are literally right in front of me?
Section 3. Tatlong pananaw sa paglubog araw. 3 perspectives on a Boracay sunset.
Okay, picture this. Imagine 3 different tourists sitting on a beach experiencing the exact same world-famous beautiful sunset in Boracay. Let's walk through their reactions to see how faith actually changes daily perspective. Tourist number 1 is sitting right in front of the sunset, but their eyes are glued to their phone, endlessly scrolling through social media. They miss the beauty entirely. Tourist number 2 is looking at the sunset, but they're just complaining, grumbling about how hot it is, how much they're sweating, completely miserable. But tourist number 3, they sit quietly, admiring the view, feeling this profound gratitude, and just praising God for the beauty of being alive to witness it. 3 people, the exact same sunset. But only the person with an open, faith-driven, grateful perspective actually saw it.
Section 4. Ang tunay na himala.
The true miracle.
You see, just possessing physical senses, having 20/20 vision or perfect hearing, that isn't enough. True vision requires a heart that knows how to appreciate, how to be grateful, and how to praise. It's all about aligning your physical abilities with a spiritual mission. The source material shares this incredibly poignant realization. The greatest tragedy is having eyes, but failing to see the goodness of God. I really want to let that sit with you for a second. The greatest tragedy isn't losing your physical sight. It's having perfectly working eyes, but being entirely blind to the goodness, the blessings, and the love that surrounds you every single day, all because your heart is clogged with complaints.
So the true miracle isn't some massive supernatural event. The true miracle is using your everyday physical senses to see exactly where God is moving in your daily life. It's making that conscious choice to reverse our daily habit of complaining. Actually, scratch that. It's more than a choice, it's a transformation. When we transform our default state from one of grievance into one of active gratitude, we unlock an unparalleled level of peace and joy in our lives. We finally start using our bodies for their true intended mission. Which brings us to a final lingering question for you to take away from this explainer. How will you use your senses today? Will your eyes look for flaws, or are they going to look for goodness? Will your ears tune in to just noise, or to the actual needs of your loved ones? Will your hands build up or tear down? The choice is absolutely yours, Capetit. Thank you so much for exploring this profound framework with me, and I truly hope it changes the way you see your world today.